Hey, this is Senator Justin Reedy coming to you as we have just started the 2025 General Assembly session in Annapolis. This is the first week of 13. I look forward to coming to you each week with updates on what's happening here, the issues that we're fighting, and concerns that I'm looking out for. The biggest issue that we have to tackle this session is a $3 billion budget deficit. Every year we have to come to Annapolis during the 90-day session, and we're actually constitutionally required to do one thing and one thing only, and that's pass a balanced state budget. And right now, the projected deficit we have is about $3 billion. Now, predictably, the supermajority Democrats, many of them have talked about tax increases to close that gap. Some Democrats have talked about doing some cuts and some tax increases. My position and the position of the Republican caucus in the Senate and the House is we do not support any tax or fee increases to close this budget gap. Our budget sits at about $63.5 billion, the one we're currently in. We can find savings in the coming year's budget to deal with that $3 billion deficit. Now, it's a lot, though, even though it sounds like $3 billion out of 63 is not. There are some significant cuts that would have to be made in certain areas. We're looking forward to rolling out some of those ideas as we move forward. Governor Moore has come out and said he's going to be introducing his budget next week, and he says he's going to identify $2 billion in cuts, which sounds great, except for it's a $3 billion deficit. We need, that's not really leadership to say I'm going to leave it up to the General Assembly to decide the other $1 billion. So that's going to dominate a lot of the discussion this session because obviously people who like to put in bills that cost money, a budget deficit means that's going to be greatly restricted. I actually think that could be a good thing overall. But the budget, the fight over the budget, and to make sure that we do not add costs to working families, retirees, and small businesses is so important. And it's going to be the main thing we're really focused on this session. The other issues that I think are going to be really important and where I'm going to be focused is Maryland's need to produce more energy in the state. Energy prices are rising because Maryland has a very disjointed and frankly irrational view of energy, and we don't really have a cohesive energy policy. And because we now import almost 40% of our electricity from other states because we haven't invested in any new types of reliable energy production, we now are the whole MPRP line. That's a symptom of this larger problem. So we're working on legislation to try to reinvigorate Maryland's energy production. Obviously, things to try to fight back against MPRP, slow it down, try to stop it. And I'll come to you with more details on that in a future video. But that's going to be a big discussion point is energy. And then finally, I'm also going to be focused on crime because juvenile crime and crime committed by illegal immigrants continues to rage out of control in the state. No matter what people tell you about the crime rates, there's folks who've tried to say the crime rate is going down. Not from what we're seeing. We need to get a handle on crime. We need to take it seriously. And unfortunately, in Annapolis, a lot of times, the General Assembly majority Democrats don't act like crime is as much of a problem as the people who then have to be arrested. So we've got a lot to do on that issue. But budget and taxes, energy, crime, three big issues that will be focused on this session. I look forward to updating you next week as we really get into the meat of starting to work. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime. And look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks.